Welcome back to Full Circle Farms, Waynesburg.
So, just want to say a word here about, used equipment. And we're new kind of getting into this. Now, we've been farming for a long time, but if you're new getting into it, I would suggest not going out and buying a bunch of brand new equipment. This thing was, I don't even remember how much it was. Probably $2,500.
It was $29, and that didn't include any of the water wheels, brand new.
Yeah. So I know that you had to buy the wheels separately. The mulch layer that we used yesterday was $2,200.
And that's without
with no drip tape
rollers.
The double drip tape roller like we have was almost $400 extra. And we found it. I mean, we just got on Marketplace and looked. I mean, we had to run. It took us a day to run over there, and get it. But it still, if you we figured the fuel and everything in, and I mean, we got that for.
We still had $800 savings even after all that.
We got it for like $600 or $1,600, as opposed to.
$2,900,
25 or something. And so I mean, it still is expensive. It's still a lot of money, but there's a lot of it out there too, I guess is what I'm saying. And any equipment, I would advise against running out and buying new stuff. You can find some pretty good used stuff, especially things like this. There's nothing to go wrong with this.
Tommy, if you want to help, if you and Ash want to help, I wish y'all could ride a seat.
But there's very little to go wrong with a machine like this or the mulch layer, either one.
Ben is going to unload the water wheel planter for me. We're going to try to figure out the best way to unload it.
are mounted here on an axle, and the axle is mounted to a pivoting arm that goes up towards the front of the machine. So in other words, the wheels can float on, you know, up and down. So you don't have to worry too much about like where this is a 3-point machine. You don't have to worry about putting too much pressure or whatever, and these disturbing your beds a lot, because the whole thing is mounted on kind of a swing arm setup. So you just sort of let it down until these gauge wheels are on the ground here, and then this will just float and roll as it goes up along the bed. You didn't pay attention to my video. You put it here and push it in, and then you pull it out. You see? No, you're trying to pull it out first. Push it in. Okay,
Oh,
pry it
I
out.
see.
Now you pinch it and pull it. Stuck one.
So what we're doing here is we are putting the spikes on the water wheels. These are the spikes for the onions and garlic and small items. So that is what we're putting on, and some of this stuff's just a little difficult to get in here too.
So these spikes, this is the E size spike, I believe. It's for the small stuff, onions and garlic. And you can notice a difference here. This is the standard spike. I think it's a C size. And the tabs are so much longer here, and they've got this step so that it keeps it centered in the hole. So I'll put one in so you can see here, but you just put them in there and just pinch it together, and then there's, you can see the little steps, maybe like that. So that little step fills the hole for these smaller spikes. So they're not too bad to put in.
It's just a little rusty, but from being used, but it'll be all right.
Well, these here, you know, they're harder too, because they're, you know, the bigger the spike, you know, the thicker the spring and the stiffer that it is. But, you know, it's okay. So now I'm at a point where we've got one here that we've got to get out, and they are a little bit stuck. So I may need to get a hammer. I got a C-clamp here in case I need to clamp it together. Maybe I can use that as a hammer. Nope, gonna have to have something to. There, it popped.
Yeah, I saw it.
So that loosens it. Yeah.
So then it just came right on out.
But, you know, you get rust and things, and they get sticky. Okay, so on these little rubber plugs, the way I found best to get them out, just a little small flat screwdriver, and I put it right here at the end and sort of stick it down through, and then get it started out, and then you can just pry them out. They've got a they've got a little raised part that pops into that hole and holds them in there. Don't throw those away though, because as you change your spacing, you need to put these in to fill the hole in that wheel,
or your water will run out.
Yeah. If you do happen to have one of these that gone though, you can just clean this up pretty good and put a piece of duct tape over it, and that will work to get you by. Okay.
How many spikes can this hold?
I mentioned that earlier, I believe, that these, I think, are 18 spikes.
That's what I was thinking.
Per wheel, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think that's right.
And you can get different diameter wheels, so I'm not sure what the other sizes were. I think it may have been like a 24 and the other one a 30 or something like that.
And these are 12 inches apart or 9 inches? I don't remember.
No, putting them every hole on the 26-inch wheel gives you, I think, a 6-inch
That's right,
spacing.
6-inch.
And the book, we've got a book in there, and it tells, what if, like, whatever spacing that you want, and it's not infinite. You're limited by where the holes are, so you have to just select the nearest figure that you can. That one came out real easy.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't stuck.
We'll have to make us a container to hold our spikes in so we know where they're at. Well, that's the goal.
Stiff little boogers. Of course, they have to be stiff to hold them in the wheel and everything. So.
I'm not for sure I could change one. I don't think my hands are strong enough.
Well, guess what?
Watch out.
We need to find out. Sit down in the chair there.
Mm-mm. Well, those are, yeah, I don't have the strength at all. So Henry is backing up to the vegetable transplanter, and Ben is putting the pins in to hold it because it goes on the mount there. Baby, come and walk to Granny. Bear it.
Come on, boy.
Bear it.
There, they're over here.
He's looking for his ball.
Look.
Where's the ball?
There. Tommy.
Hey.
If you could just stay there. Come on.
Come on. So Henry and I are riding to the garden patch. We plan to plant onions. Henry, show us the onions.
Onions.
These are the white onions that store for a long time. And so we're going to keep you updated.
All
Alright, so I'll tell you all about our setter here while we're going down. So this is a water wheel style setter. We bought some new wheels and the smaller
Spikes.
plant spikes. So the way this works is you just got a frame kinda, and then you got this on-off valve for your big water tank, and the water just comes down to this little T-valve, and you just control the flow that goes into the tanks with these little knobs here. And we bought a third wheel as well. We'll have to reconfigure it, but we can put a third one in here if we're doing 4-foot beds. I think today we're just doing 3-foot for our onions, and I'm really excited to see how this works.
Yeah, me too, because this is really going to save our backs,
Yeah.
you know.
I
But-
planted 200, I think. One year I planted 200 cabbage plants by myself. Did really good, and the next day they all died.
Well, it
Frost.
didn't die, yeah, frost. We planted them
Frost,
too early and didn't have frost covers. So we're getting better.
Ooh, okay, get ready, Mom. It's gonna get rough. It's okay.
Uh-oh.
He was using his steering brakes.
No, he said he was just going to see if he could get it. Oh, God. Oh, gosh.
Mom, we're over a 6-inch drop. It's okay. You don't know where to go. Yeah, you're straddling it.
Okay.
Tires rubbing.
No, no, perfect.
You got about 2 inches on each side. Keep on coming. Keep on. Keep on going. Keep on going. Whoa!
We're going to see.
Right. Y'all prepare now.
Oh, shit.
Feet on them damn pegs. Put
I-
your feet down. I'll set it down on the leg.
I didn't know that you were putting it down.
I said prepare.
Okay, now we're down on the wheels. Okay. First gear, I guess.
As slow as I can go.
Yep.
I'm sure.
If you put two to a hole.
Seats, are they gonna clear the bed?
Oh.
It's going to be close.
We'll have to see. If not, we can push them over a little bit.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Wait a minute.
This is bad.
Hold on. We got to get the onions pulled apart here.
I don't know how this is gonna go.
I think, am I hitting it, Henry? Am I hitting?
No, I'm not hitting it.
I just thought she was gonna ride it by herself.
Shut up.
You wouldn't have made that.
So do you think we need the water?
We need water to make it a little muddy to get it in the ground.
You're not even setting anything.
Yeah, no, because we don't have water. Yeah. And that's all you have time to do is throw it in there.
Got no time to push a hole.
You just have time.
I'm afraid this is not gonna work.
Why?
With that plastic is just shredded.
What? This is how it looks.
I mean, yeah, but it's. I'm afraid that's not gonna work.
Dad, I think it'll work.
Well, I mean, it will work.
Henry, go stretch the water hose down here, and let me get some water in this barrel.
Roll off.
I don't think it's gonna plant this way. Now you're putting 3 in that hole.
It was little bitty. But this is how all of them look.
Yeah, but see, here's what. Oh shit! I think what you're gonna have to do is take and see that.
No,
and like stick it down.
I agree, but onions really are one that just drops in, so I'm not really that worried about it. But yeah, as we go. But no, I think this is fine. They're spaced just right because our drip tape's right here and here. So we decided that we need to put water in the water wheel for the onions. But I think it's doing really good poking the holes. Right here and here is our drip tape. Actually right here and right here. So we're getting water for... Okay guys, so we've put the water wheel transplanter in the ground. Henry and I was not able to keep up with the setter because, I mean, there's holes being punched every 6 inches for the onions. So we had to go back afterwards and get off and poke a few more in. But that's okay. It still saved a lot of time and a lot of back aching work. So I'm still impressed with the machine. We are now getting ready to plant our sweet peas, and then we're going to plant our green beans, unless it gets too dark on us. So here is the onions that we got planted. Overall, I'm very impressed and happy with it. We are going to change the water wheel setting here in a minute, and we're going to take it down to 1 wheel. And if we do it right, we'll put it right here in the middle, and that'll give us 1 whole row, and that will have about 1,600 onions or more in this bed.
Is that enough water in there for you, Mom?
Yeah, I don't want much.
Yeah.
Are you playing in the dirt? What's Barrett doing? You want to plant onions? What's Henry doing? What's he doing? He's not taking you to see the cows, is he?
There's no point in being wrong at all.
I'm just putting 1 seed. I'm assuming that's what everything else does, just put 1, so that's all I'm going to put. Please, ain't he? Please. Maybe. We should be able to. We get to this end of this.
Give me a second to get caught up here. Put 3 in that one.
I tried to put no more than 2. I dig the other one out.
I think it's my fault because the top link weren't adjusted right. So the
I hate to tell you, it's too early.
Yeah.
Sugar peas back.
All right, we got 2 rows of the white onions, 2 rows of the sugar and sweet peas, and 2 rows of the Jade 2 green beans in the ground. Thanks for watching Full Circles Farms. If you liked what you saw today, please like, share, and subscribe. See you later.